Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Legend of Heroes. So, I want to quickly apologize, because a lot of the battles that are coming up got cut out. Last time you guys seen, we were trying to stop the Liberation Front from using the railway guns to shoot off at Crossbell. Basically, we stopped them, but I lost all the footage. It got corrupted. I can't recover it, so I don't, I have nothing left to show in that regard, sadly, and I'm sorry for that. Basically, to give you a rundown of what happened, we made our way to where the railgun was to be forced into a battle with a bunch of their soldiers. They were not that strong. I did a couple S breaks. I did like 3 of them, I think, and I took them out easy enough. Then after that, you have to battle S, aka Scarlet, with her. She has those robots that you've seen in the part before, but she has 2 red ones with her. We didn't die once on that, surprisingly. Basically, I just took out the robots first, and then I went for her. Seems like a, well-lit plan if you're high enough level. Be 50 plus, pretty easy enough. Using a lot of S breaks helps. Sarah is pretty much OP, so I mean, if you want some easy come-ins, have Sarah in the party, because she kept status elementing Scarlet. Like, she would put her to sleep one round, she'd make her confused another round, and it kept giving us turns to keep going, and it worked out well. But once you beat her and you stop it, they beat V, the other team, but V and S get saved by C.
After the incident at Corellia Fortress, a sense of lingering unease still hung over the Empire.
And they escape. And basically, they tell us that it's all gone according to C's plan. So whatever they're planning, they were meant to fail. I don't know. But they escape with C.
The government increased patrols by the railway military police as part of their counter-terrorism measures.
And we just stopped the guns. That's pretty much all that happened.
While the noble faction bolstered their provincial armies, there were even rumors that they'd hired several Jaeger corps. At the center of everything was the Imperial Liberation Front.
Oh, also, Gideon is dead. Apparently, the Chancellor hired some Jaegers who managed to take Gideon out over in Crossbell. Gideon was sent to Crossbell for, I guess, to be a covert ops type of thing, to stop the Chancellor, to kill the Chancellor. They were all aiming to kill the Chancellor for some reason. But Gideon must have been over there as, I guess, like a secondary in case they failed to shoot off the railway guns. But he died, so
They
he's
had
gone.
allied with a terrorist group from the Republic of Calvert to attack the trade conference in Crossbell, and as we'd seen firsthand, had attacked Corellia Fortress in an attempt to fire the 2 railway guns stationed there. They'd made it abundantly clear that they were no mere insurgents. These were dangerous people we were dealing with. And following their attempts to target Chancellor Osborne and the reformist faction, rumors started to spread of a possible connection between the Imperial Liberation Front and the noble faction itself. Meanwhile, new information was filtering in from Crossbell that surprised us all. During the conference, one of the representatives of Crossbell's state government made the daring declaration that Crossbell would soon declare its independence, breaking free from its neighbors Calvert and Erebonia. To no one's surprise, both the Imperial government and the noble faction dismissed it as nothing more than delusional raving. But one thing was clear: that declaration only served to increase the tension in Erebonia and across the continent.
Hey guys and girls, welcome back. So I'm not having any luck with this game. Every part I make seems to come out somewhat messed up. I don't know if the part before is going to be crappy, but we're going to find out.
The Academy's prestigious
Basically,
board of directors gathered for their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, that's happening. Basically, the whole battle with against S, it got corrupted, and I had to, I had to just move on. I had no saves to redo it. It just got messed up, and what happened was we beat them. We stopped the railway guns from shooting, but C came and saved them. Also, Gideon or G is dead. So yeah, that happened. That's pretty much all you missed in a nutshell.
And that concludes my biannual report.
Good, good. It seems the Academy is running like a well-oiled machine. No administrative issues to speak of. Student performance is sitting comfortably above the national average on exams and on general aptitude tests, too.
The second-year students seem to be having a banner year as well. The Student Council president, in particular, has built up an outstanding array of extracurricular achievements.
Well, she attended last month's trade conference, and from what I hear, she put the professional secretaries to shame. I only wish the conference could have ended on a more positive note.
I'll say, the share prices of my company have been on a real roller coaster ride ever since.
Undoubtedly, what happened at the trade conference has wreaked havoc on the economy as a whole. But moving on. I couldn't help but notice in the recent exam reports that Class 1 and 2's academic performance seems to be slipping. Perhaps the preferential treatment given to upper class students is hindering their scholastic development?
Well, students belonging to the nobility are allowed to return home during August to learn more about their family's lands. It's a tradition here, but one I can't help but wonder if we've outgrown the need for in this modern age.
If I may, traditions accumulate and hold meaning only so long as they're preserved. Our nation's culture, its arts, its social classes, all are rich with tradition that makes Erebonia what it is, and I believe we have a duty to protect and uphold them. After all, does not this very institution champion the ideals of its founder, Emperor Dreigels?
Indeed it does. Though I've always understood Dreigels' intent to be the founding of an academy for the people. Even 200 years ago, when education was seen as the province of the nobility, male commoners were permitted to enroll. Today, we have plenty of young women attending, and the commoners easily outnumber the nobles on campus. Perhaps it's time we started taking strides to realize Emperor Dreigels' true ideal.
You seem to be laboring under a few misconceptions here. Commoners were permitted to attend, but only as retainers. Retainers served knights, who served lords, who served the emperor. That's the way the Erebonian society functioned. From that vantage, the structure of the academy in its earlier days certainly seems to have embodied that social order. And if that's so, what is there to suggest that it's not the social order itself that has become the aberration?
Well,
For one, if that were the case, it would be far easier for me to see my views put into practice. But I can hardly get a word in edgewise between you two. Well, I'd certainly enjoy a return to the way things were in Dreigels' time, at least in that particular respect.
Our apologies, Your Highness.
well, our role here is to consider your views and work toward implementing them.
See what I mean? Would you be so kind as to help me out here, Principal?
I'm here to moderate this board. It wouldn't do for me to express my position on the issues at hand. That said, I'm sure your passion for reform will triumph in the end, Your Highness.
I suppose I should have known better than to look to my old teacher for sympathy.
It warms my heart to see such a fine teacher-student relationship.
Now, if I may, I'd like to steer this discussion toward a rather timely topic. We've already touched on the issues regarding the orbital net and the orbital staves, but I'd like to stress again that the adoption of new security measures for the orbital net should be a top priority.
Well, I'm certainly inclined to agree. But we'll have to rely on the Foundation directly, as things are looking a little shaky with the IBC.
You can leave that to me. The other matter I'd like to review is the use of the orbital staves and the Arcus units. Or more specifically, we need to talk about how Class 7 should operate from here on out. Setting aside the fact that my daughter is a member of Class 7, I think we need to reconsider how the class should be run, in light of what happened at Corellia Fortress. While it certainly proved an excellent chance to see what the Arcus units are capable of, I have serious doubts about whether we should carry on with these field studies, given the current political climate.
It would be difficult to do so, I admit. With the terrorists at large and the problems in Crossbell unresolved, these are uncertain times.
At the very least, I believe it may be in the class's best interest to cancel this month's field study. We could always resume them once the terrorists have been arrested and the situation in Crossbell calms down.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world. I'm sure you all recognize the words of Emperor Drykos. They become something of a school motto here. It's my belief that Class 7's actions at Corellia Fortress perfectly embody the spirit of that directive. They stood together to stop a tragedy in the making and, in a sense, protected the foundation of our world. No one ordered them to do it. They took action of their own free will, because they knew in their hearts what was right. Some might call it recklessness. Some may think it rash. Some may even venture to call it hubris. However, as chairman of this academy, I'm incredibly proud of what the brave young men and women of Class 7 achieved.
Your Highness.
You tell him, Your Highness. Olivia.
Troubled times may lay in store for Erebonia, and for the entire continent in the months and years to come. But I believe that makes something like Class 7's field studies all the more significant. The experiences they're having now will help them find the strength and the means to press on through adversity. I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I?
They do seem to be showing remarkable growth. That much is true. Although I have no idea how much my daughter is really capable of, immature as she is.
I could say the same of my hothead of a son.
I do wonder about my brother sometimes. However, it does seem that
Aw,
this
they're all
academy has
caring.
helped him start breaking out of his shell.
With the Academy Festival coming next month, we hadn't even planned a field study. So the issue at hand is just whether to hold a field study at the end of this month or not. I'd like to ask those in favor of going ahead with this month's field study to please raise their hands.
Where's all the hands? You didn't. No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't fade to black and not show me the hands. Who raised their hands? What's going on?
All right,
Sixth period.
I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
Military Academy Festival. 23rd and 20th.